This isn't a lesson, this is a soul recalibration. Let's run this shit like a program through your nervous system, NLP style. Mirror neurons in others react to your power. Science says mirror neurons, they're like social Wi-Fi. They're constantly scanning environments, downloading energy, behaviour and emotional states. You walk in fully alive and other people, their nervous system starts to unconsciously mirror you. But here's the kicker. If their nervous system isn't coded for power, if they've never downloaded confidence, authenticity or truth, they buffer, they crash, they flinch. Here's a real world example. You walk into a room radiating truth like a solar flare. Direct eye contact, grounded posture, authentic as fuck. And someone suddenly avoids eye contact or shifts uncomfortably. That isn't you being too much. That's their mirror neurons frying. Because your presence just slapped their ego and whispered, wake the fuck up. If they've never owned theirs, they'll flinch at yours. Here's why this happens. People who've never confronted their own power, they'll feel attacked by yours. Why? Because your energy activates the unresolved shame of their own suppression. Your light isn't burning them. Their shadow is reacting to being exposed. Here's examples you didn't even realise. You said something honest, not cruel, just real, and the person got passive-aggressive or weirdly quiet. That's not you being offensive. That's you being a mirror. What they saw scared the shit out of them. So what? That's not your fucking responsibility. You're responsible for your energy. You're not responsible for how others metabolize truth they've spent decades avoiding. If someone flinches at your fire, it's not a sign to dim. It's a sign they need to fucking evolve. Let's be real. If you keep shrinking to accommodate fragile egos, you become a ghost in your own life. Guess what? That's the real crime. That's the betrayal that haunts your gut at 2 a.m. You're not too much. You're just too real for people still pretending. People stuck in performance mode, chameleons, pleasers, emotional gymnasts. They don't know what to do when someone shows up without a mask. Your honesty terrifies them. Your freedom triggers them. Your realness, it's like a drug they've never had the balls to try. Their discomfort is your compass. You're not off course. You're leading the goddamn way. Here's how you're already doing this and didn't know it. You said no without guilt. Someone flinched. Good. Their system isn't used to boundaries. You just gave them a chance to grow. You got excited about something you love. Someone made a snide comment or changed the subject. That's envy masked as apathy. You just reminded them of what they buried. You called out bullshit with compassion. They ghosted or acted confused. That's not your problem. That's spiritual constipation on their end. Let it go. Here's other ways to do this you might not realise. Silence. Power doesn't always scream. Just being unbothered is a confrontation to someone addicted to attention. Walking away. No need to argue. Just leave the room. The chat, the dynamic. Your exit is a sermon. Joy. Loud. Unrationed joy. It's revolutionary. Laugh your ass off in a world addicted to fake seriousness. You'll shock people into awareness just by existing fully. Here's why this matters, the meta-truth. Because if you don't own your fire, someone else will try to extinguish it. Not because you're wrong, because they're scared. If you don't anchor in your truth, your soul becomes collateral damage to someone else's unhealed wounds. Here the science meets spirituality. Mirror neurons and trauma conditioning and unprocessed shadows equals flinch response when faced with power. You in your authentic state, you're like a psychedelic mirror, reflecting not just what is, but what could be. And that's either liberating or fucking terrifying to people who've never tasted their own truth. If you started living this fully, here's how life changes. You stop apologizing for existing. You attract allies, not dependents. You speak and people listen, not because you're loud, because your words come from a spine and not a script. You lose relationships that were based on performance and gain ones based on resonance. You don't ask for space, you take it. You stop negotiating with energy vampires and start leading with voltage. Your new identity. Say this to your fucking bones. I'm not responsible for your discomfort. My authenticity is medicine. Take it or choke. I don't perform to belong. I exist to remind people who they could be. If my presence burns you, it's because your mask is flammable. I'm here to lead, not to fit in. This isn't just self-help. This is spiritual combat training. You're the antidote to mediocrity. The glitch in their programming. The pattern interrupt that shatters generational bullshit. Let them flinch. Let them twitch. Let them project. That's where evolution starts. And you just keep being real. Just keep being fucking you.